Well, hello there. Welcome back to my kitchen for another episode of cooking things while doing music things. Last time we made chocolate chip cookies and tried to write a song at the same time. This time we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be making brownies that take 100 hours to make, and meanwhile learning 100 Oscar Peterson licks on the guitar. This recipe is by Alvin Zoo. It looks really good. I've been wanting to make it, and I've also been lately listening to a lot of Oscar Peterson and remembering how amazing he is and just wanting to get better at playing jazz changes, bebop, hard bop, all of the bops. So I thought it would be a cool thing to combine these things into one video. So that's what we're gonna do. Fortunately, the brownies don't require 100 hours of work. We basically just make the batter and then they rest for several days. So we're gonna let it rest in the fridge for 3 days while I go learn Oscar Peterson licks. Then we bake it and then let it rest for a whole other day while I go learn some more Oscar Peterson licks. And then we finally get to eat it. So that's the plan. I did also watch the Emmy Made in Japan video where she attempted this recipe. So I'm gonna be basing some of my decisions on what she said in her video. I'm probably gonna change a couple of things because, you know, we can. So, with all that being said, let's get started. 2 sticks of butter, 2 tablespoons of espresso powder. Made a little coffee ice cube here. Just froze coffee. I didn't look it up, but I assume that's what you do. Way too much. 4 eggs, vanilla paste. 450 grams. Uh-oh, I ran out of sugar. Okay. Found some other sources of sugar. Cocoa, tablespoon of salt. Okay, so I'm also adding in some baking soda, which is not in Alvin's recipe, but after watching the Emmy video, she mentioned how sort of insanely fudgy they are, so I'm gonna try to counteract that a little bit. Like, I don't really want them to be like just a brick of chocolate. Perfect. I'm just melting these in the microwave with 30-second duration. It's kind of weird I'm not having to think of musical ideas while I'm doing this. What's after this? Flour. And finally, milk chocolate and dark chocolate for the chunks. All right, so just like the last time, we're gonna start this thing off by browning some butter. This is definitely the professional way to do this. We just stir that butter. Browning the butter, yeah. Brown in the butter. Brown, yo, brown, yo, brown, yo, brown, yo, brown, yo, brown, yo, yo, brown, yo, 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 brown, yo, 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 brown, yo, yo, yo. The brown, yo. Alright, I think it's starting to like actually brown. It's kind of hard to tell. I wish someone would tell me how this is supposed to actually be done. I don't want it to be burned butter. So now we turn off the cooking, put in the espresso, let that mix combine nicely, and then put in our coffee ice cube to stop the cooking. Whoa. Yep. Okay, it's looking a little crazy. I mean, it smells good. I'm not loving the way it looks. What happened? Did I burn it? What's going on? It looks black. Is that right? Hold on. Mine looks wrong. I'm pretty sure I burned the butter, so I'm gonna do it again. Okay. Take 2. This is literally the first step. You know what? It's fine. It doesn't even matter. Does it matter? I don't know. Whee. Whee. Alright, I need more espresso powder. This is going really well. This whole video is just gonna be f***ing browning butter. This time, we're just gonna brown it. We're not gonna blacken the butter. It's so hard to tell. Supposedly now, we stir in the espresso powder to wake up the flavors. Last time all that did was wake up some tar, So let's see. I'm so confused. This is looking nothing like Alvin's. That looks horrible. Alright, so I only had one coffee cube, so that was just some pretty cold coffee. Yum. Well, okay. Well, hopefully the next steps are easier. We're gonna whip together the eggs, sugar, and vanilla. And now it is time for the dry ingredients. There's like a thing in this one.
Is that a bug?
No, it's not a bug. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, it's part of life. Can kosher salt go through a sifter? Mm-hmm. That's good. Kind of not though.
Yeah, so here. Just don't let Sarah see this.
I'm pretty sure none of the salt went through.
That's fine, you're just gonna...
We're gonna add that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna like smush down the lumpies of the chocolate and then just dump this in.
Oh, really?
There's nothing else you don't want to go in there.
Oh, yeah,
You just don't want it to be lumpy.
I get it. I get things. Thank you. You might end up in this video.
No.
Mm-hmm. Delicious. You want to be camera person?
Sure.
Alright, well, let me pause the stirring. Look at those fluffy ribbons. Look at that. That's a cute color.
Cute?
That's probably good, right?
Look at the very bottom of the bowl. You can look at it because it's glass.
Oh. Looks pretty good, right?
Right here.
Oh. I'm gonna add this muddy, nasty swamp water that I made. That is gonna be really good. I'm gonna do it. Get in there, swamp water. I feel like worst case scenario, there's just gonna be little pockets of delicious little espresso punches, which would be great. Right? Right? Okay, it's looking pretty delicious again. Delicious.
Delicious, delicious, delicious.
Okay, now we're gonna add in the melted chocolate. This is one of those where, like, as I'm filming, I'm just like, this is gonna be so fucking boring. So I'm just gonna time lapse everything. Put in the funny parts, and then the parts that aren't funny enough, I'm gonna throw on funny stuff on the screen. You want like this?
Stir it 50 times.
Okay.
We probably already
Oh
done.
boy.
Bye!
Yeah, we should have been using this one the whole time. That was dumb.
Counting?
Counting what?
How many stirrings?
1.
No, not one.
Okay, so now chocolate chunks. It's pretty thick. Mm-hmm. Wow. It's actually really good. So we're actually gonna skip the last step, which is where you do like 2 more chocolate bars and chop them up and put them on the top. I just feel like it's enough already. I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty intensely chocolatey, and I kind of want the top to be nice and crackly. So yeah, that's it. This is it. We're gonna let it rest now for 3 days, and meanwhile, I'm gonna go learn some music. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I'm going to start off by just doing some improvising to begin with, just to kind of get like a baseline before I start learning all these licks. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just record like a backing track for myself because it's quarantine and there's no one else here to play jazz with. So I'm gonna play jazz with myself. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, here we go. 1, 2. Honestly, very tempted to do a second take on that, but you know what? I'm not gonna do that because that's the whole point, right? I'm just gonna leave it. That's gonna be the take. That's my baseline. That's my level of comfort at that tempo. Okay, but like I definitely don't feel like I can just play whatever I could possibly want to play. Obviously, I'm not gonna get to that place like in 3 days from now, but I'm curious to see what spending some serious time with Oscar Peterson is gonna do. So, let's learn some licks. Okay, one down. Many more to go. I like this lick a lot because this is what Oscar Peterson does really well, which is just play on one chord. All of that's just one chord. It doesn't even play changes, but you get so much out of it. Is that 7 or 8? I don't know. What? I think that's 25. You gotta call it a night. All right, it's day 2. I'm gonna learn some more licks. I think I'm gonna pick a slightly slower song, give myself a somewhat more easy time doing this. I'm never gonna be able to play that at that speed. like that lick.
I like to play.
Too fast. Not ready for that. Each of these are little mini licks that he's kind of piecing together. Very major melodic phrase followed by a very bluesy lick. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Being able to play bluesy, interesting, cool stuff that mixes like both major and minor blues and chromatics, and not really doing anything over the changes that much. Just a little bit over the changes, but mostly just playing in the key of the, well, in this case, the key of F. And there's even changes going on under it. It's like you have the option to play the changes, and you also have the option to ignore them, and mixing the two of those things together is what makes it sound cool. Such a good lick. The hell was that? Excuse me. 1 second. Okay, everything's fine. Sure, it's just an animal jumping around, doing weird things. At this point, I kept on practicing a bit more, but that was the end of the lick learning for day 2. This is the most I've ever recorded for a video, for sure. This is gonna be really fun to edit. All right, let's learn some Oscar Peterson licks. I really like these licks where it feels like it's mid-lick switching between major and minor. And I don't know if he's thinking C7 to G7, but to me, mentally it makes more sense to just think G minor to G major. So all minor there, and then all of a sudden major, but not changing directions. That's so good. Oh, that's it. That's all I needed to do. And once again, I kept on practicing a bit more, but that was all the transcribing for day 3. Okay, so the batter has been resting now for 3 days, and it is finally time to actually bake it. So I'm gonna get it out of the fridge and take a look at it. I mean, it looks hardened. I guess that's a good thing. Oh my gosh, it looks really good. It looks a little wiggly. We're gonna do like 5 more minutes. Okay, still very wobbly. Oh man, I don't know. More time, I guess. It's been many minutes more, and I don't think it's ever gonna cook. Oh, well, that's good. I feel like that's pretty good. So now what we do is cover it completely. Ow, very hot. Trying to make it like airtight. Ow. We're gonna put it in the freezer. Ow, okay. Right. It'll be fine. This will be fine. I mean, who actually has like a whole free shelf available in the freezer? Alright, so that took so much longer to bake than it was supposed to. I think because the pan was too small, so it's just super thick brownie cake souffle loaf thing with like a crusty edge and then like a secondary layer of bulbousness. I don't know, we'll see. So it rests in the freezer for 30 minutes to retain moisture, and then it rests in the fridge for another 24 hours before we can actually eat it. So yep, but supposedly it's worth it. In the meantime, I'm gonna go do the rest of these Oscar Peterson licks. Let's go. So I'm gonna go back to the song I was on. So it's almost like that other one, but slight variation instead of it's. count this as a little lick because I just want to implant this into my brain as like a tiny little turnaround. It sounds sort of like very typical blues, but it's not something that it's like a go-to for me. And then when I get those sorts of things, I like practice them in all sorts of octaves and positions. Basically trying to like look into the future, into a situation where I'm playing in some area of the neck on this chord and I want to find that lick. Alright, well that was a good one. I'm gonna do a different song now. One lick on the way up, and that just outlines F major. And then on the way down is a second lick. Or no, this is the first lick. Kind of like F major on the way up, F minor down. And then the second lick. That's fast. That was just for extra goodness. Why not? We'll count that. And then there you go, 100 licks, and I feel like I've just barely scratched the surface. And after that, I really didn't say anything useful or interesting at all, just a bunch of dumb stuff that no one wants to hear, so we're gonna skip right past that, and we're so close, let's just get to those brownies. Okay. That actually looks pretty good. It's definitely stuck. Everything's fine. Nothing happened. No. Oh, yeah. Look at this brick. Quite hard. Is that good? Part of me thinks, why did I let it sit in the fridge for 24 hours? Isn't the whole idea to retain moisture? No. I mean, yes. Okay. That's my brownie. So I'm gonna reheat it. There's so much waiting in these brownies. Oh wow. Oh, good. Yeah, I think I would warm it more thoroughly, more evenly. But otherwise, I mean, it looks like a dense, intimidating brick. I mean, I guess the question is it worth waiting all that time for? I don't know. I mean, I guess. The coffee flavor is strong, but I would say it's not overwhelming. I think I'm glad that it didn't put more chunks on the top. And that's it. That's all I need to eat. I'm gonna go barf now. But like in a good way. Okay, so back in the music room, the last thing I wanted to do for this video was sort of like after learning a bunch of Oscar Peterson licks, let's see how it feels to play that same blues thing, see if I feel any more comfortable or able to improvise freely. So, let's do it. 1, 2. So, you know, I definitely wasn't thinking that after doing this project I was going to suddenly be way more comfortable at playing fast bebop, so no surprise there. The truth is that even though 100 licks seems like a lot to learn, it takes so much more time to spend with this kind of stuff to get that kind of vocabulary deeply embedded into your playing so that you can just kind of freely improvise without just falling back on the stuff that you already know how to play. So now actually what I'm going to do is spend even more time on it, and I'm kind of glad that I filmed these licks because I'm going to go back and relearn some of them and practice them in a bunch of different keys, a bunch of different ways, fingerings, positions, all that stuff. So yeah, hopefully this was fun for you to join me on this little project. If you'd like to see other little videos that I make, you can join my Patreon page. I do lots of different stuff for that. Video stuff, music stuff, writing, recording, a bunch of different things. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next time. Bye. It seems like people do that, like half a teaspoon. What's up? Oh, damn it. Wait, where'd you go? Oh boy.
Oh, you did not get it. I saw it fly away.
Yeah.
Okay, that's loud.
Why do I look somewhat insane? By Alvin Zoo. There's a YouTube video that I'll link in the description, but I mean, it has like millions of views, so, you know, that's not, I'm not, you know, why am I saying that? Does by hand.
Recording like this entire thing and
Yes.
you're just gonna edit it later,
Yes.
so it doesn't matter that I'm here and talking.
No, yeah, not at all.
Prunes are good.
This is getting into the weeds. And this is 5. Yes!